Hello and welcome to this PCB class for beginners with proteus. So we'll start obviously by opening a new proteus file. There we have the schematic capture. This is the schematic capture, and these are all the various tools used in the proteus schematic capture area, as you can see on the left hand side of the screen. So which will be using some of them and not using some of them. So the next we have the PCB layout, which is one of the important areas if you're working with PCBs. And then we have the 3D layout, which is also equally important. So now for the schematic capture area, we'll start by placing our component. So we click on P and then we type in the component. After typing on the component, we select it and click on OK on the down right side of your screen. Yes, there's OK there. You select it and make sure that you're selecting that whatever component you're selecting has a footprint. Yeah, so because it's very important. Then another way we can select component is by right clicking on our screen, going to place, going to pick from library, and then we do the same thing. Type the name of the component, click on OK. Now if you have a component that doesn't have a footprint, that's a different class. We'll get to that, but let's just go like so. So now we are placing our components, and as you can see, the moment you pick a component, your cursor changes from the arrow to a pen-ish shape. So we'll go ahead and continue picking all the components that we'll be needing for designing our very first simple circuit, which is a voltage regulator circuit. So we've selected our LED. Yes, let's know our high temperature capacitor right now. We've selected our filtering capacitor, and then we'll be selecting a couple of other components. Our 7805, which is a MOSFET and the main voltage regulator itself. And then we have a T block or a terminal block that we'll be using as well. So these are just some of the few components that we'll be needing, and it's just important to mention this, especially if you're a beginner in electronics or you're just a hobbyist, that each of these components have very important role that they play, but for the sake of the design, we're just going to be seeing how we'll be able to place them and connect them both in our schematic capture, our PCB layout, and view it in our 3D viewer. So now we are going to start placing the components on our screen. So we have our 7805 there. Next we have our filtering capacitor. So to change the orientation of any component, you either press on the plus sign on your keyboard, that's your numeric side of the keyboard. Then if you don't have a keyboard that has a numeric side separate, you can just press on the plus side on your keyboard. There's a plus sign and it will change your orientation, or you can right click and then you click on rotate clockwise and anti-clockwise. So there is that aspect. So you place it in whatever orientation that you want, and then you'll be good to go. So now we are attaching our high temperature capacitor to our terminal blocks. This is important for preventing power surge and eliminating any sort of disturbance when it comes to power. and that's what the whole circuit is all about. So the high temperature capacitor will do that for you. The filtering capacitor will also do that for you. So now we are arranging our components and connecting them in the orientations that we want. So now we are what we are showing right now is a labeling.